What's up, everybody? First official live stream, I guess. See who shows up in here. Had a little technical difficulties to start, and as you guys know, I am not a technical guy, so I'll wait for you to get in here. Send a notification. Welcome, everybody. Jerry Talk. What's up, brother? Greetings, brother man. How's it looking out there on the West Coast? Looks good, man. Glad I caught you for a bit. I jumped right in. Appreciate that, VAW. Creole Traveler. I haven't seen you in a while, man. How you been? Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Hold on one second. Welcome, everybody. I know one of your dudes. Who's your dudes? Let me send this to a few people. Who's one of your dudes? I'm official YouTube partner now. So I got the yard stream live to work, and I'm gonna start doing these because I've had people request me to do this. I'm gonna do this Monday through Friday when I can at about 4 o'clock Eastern or 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. Have I sold out on God's money? I don't have any. Bro, I believe you read his message wrong. Oh, sorry. Jerry, you know you one of my dudes. Okay. Sorry. You one of my dudes too, man. I mean, you be trolling me a lot, but it's all good. Don't worry about it. Nah, I don't have any more precious metals, bro. None at all. When you understand what Bitcoin is, there's just really no need for it. So I still love it though, but it's just a slower horse in the race. We can talk about that though. So no doubt. I heard Jor's mother's sick, so I want to she's in the hospital. I want to give my my prayers up for her, and I want everybody to pray for Jor's mom. Welcome in, everybody. It's gonna be my first official live stream, being a YouTube partner, which is pretty cool. Happy St. Patrick's Day, guys. It's still light outside here. Yep, you sold out on God's money. Well, I wouldn't put it that way, but some big news today, guys. Trump's talking about, I heard he's talking about attacking Iran, which a lot of libertarians and conservatives don't want him to do. And that's not going to be good. Shout out to Jor. I lost my mother in 2019, so I hope she pulls through. Yeah, I lost my dad in 2019, man. God rest your mother's soul, bro. She raised a good one, man. She raised a good one. So I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to get in here before we get started. Did you guys hear about the deportation flights that Trump did? Crazy. Welcome in. Welcome in. Probably do this for about an hour. Then I'm gonna head back out to work. Maybe hour and a half, something like that. But I'm gonna start doing more of these. Like I said, Monday through Friday. Make it a regular thing. Can you guys hear me good and everything? 'Cause being live is a lot different than recording a regular video. You know what I noticed too? I'm better at walking around recording than I am sitting at a desk like a news anchor. I don't know. I think better when I walk. I think it's I got that from my walking with my grandma and just with my friends and being on the phone walking, and I don't know, that's my thing. Thank you. Thank you for that feedback. Pete. Cassius. Awesome. You got the stream. You got a 5x5. Looks good and sounds good, brother. Roll it. Appreciate it. You see your boy pulled up first. Yeah, I appreciate that. Do you believe the people that say Bitcoin will blast off March 25th? Something to do with a correlation with the M2 money supply or something? Yeah, I believe that. I don't know about the day. I don't know if that's going to be the actual day. Nobody knows. But depends on if Jerome Powell is dovish or hawkish or not. But I think Trump's plan, honestly, long term or short term, is to get inflation down so he can bring down, so Jerome Powell can bring down the interest rates. Pete, Jerry has some judges overstepping him. Yes, just back from a card show out in Dallas, scooping up Kobe and Jordan. Dallas is dope. Nice, bro. Trump has, yeah. I see that. Little small district courts. And people get confused because they think that the executive branch has no power because it's a balanced situation with the judicial, executive, and the legislative. But again, the executive branch, the power of the president and the vice president has a lot of power. They do. Now, again, they don't have as much power as a monarch, a king, but they do have certain things they can do. And the problem with these quote unquote Democrats that are talking about democracy and everything else is they're trying to take the power away the executive that has that certain power. You know what I mean? And I love Texas too, by the way, Pete. And it's wrong. And again, the Democrats don't give what about power. I mean about democracy. It's all about power and control. When you hear democracy, when you hear Democrats talk about democracy, they're just talking about power control. It's as simple as that. They don't give a shit about democracy. They don't care about you or me or anybody else. They just want their power. And that's why they're not talking to the people right now. All they're doing is complaining and bitching about Donald Trump. That's it. Because he's taking away their power. And the mainstream media's lies and everything else is getting caught up with them. That's why their viewership is down. Yeah, they are, Pete. They're very friendly out there. I love it, man. I love Dallas, Texas. I like Austin too, even though it's blue. I do like it. It's really cool. I'm actually thinking about moving there. That's one of the states that I want to. And again, I don't even know if I want to purchase a house because renting is pretty good. So, did you get a good price, Pete, for that? For those Jordan and Kobe cards? All right, I'm gonna get into this, man. We're at the Bitcoin block height, guys, of 888,252. Um, right now, as of right now, the Bitcoin price is $84,109. So that's good, right? What we got here. So over the weekend, and we were talking about this earlier. Over the weekend, Donald Trump enacted an act from back in like 1790 something to get illegal immigrants out because again, the Democrats are trying to stop him through the courts in a district court, lower level court judge ordered him to not do it, and they put a bunch of you know basically terrorists and gang members on a cargo plane, and they want him to turn around. Me too. Property there seems interesting. Yes, I did. They are getting very tough on to get on the West Coast. Yeah, it's expensive here. And Nayib Bukele, who to me, honestly, the president of El Salvador, uh, him and Trump are neck and neck to be the greatest leaders in the world right now. I got to give a little bit over to Nayib Bukele because he's more tougher on criminals. Now again, I think Trump will be tough on criminals too, but they just won't let him do it. But let's see this video right quick. This is from Nayib Bukele's page on what they did to the gang members that came over. Because again, we're paying for them to go over there, even though we shouldn't. I'll talk about that in a second. This is cool. Check it out. Let me stop right there. I freaking love this, guys. I love this. I'm gonna give you my commentary after this, but I love it.
Nombre. Nombre. César Eliseo Sotomayor. DJ.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is how you stop criminals. That's how you stop criminals, guys. I mean, the revolution, and I've said this before, the revolution must be televised. You know, in order to stop a criminal, you got to let them know that the harsher the crime is, the more punishment that you're going to get. Period. And these people are the worst of the worst. Can you imagine the Democrats or anybody arguing why we should send these people back on our dime, especially when the plane is midstream? This is why I love Nayib Bukele, man. He cleaned up his country. You know what I mean? Now, again, we're not as bad as El Salvador was, but we were getting there, especially the blue cities. If anybody lives in Las Vegas, you know some parts of here it's pretty bad with homelessness and some crime and stuff like that. But blue cities in particular, like Chicago, L.A., parts of New York City, you know, these blue cities in blue areas, it's terrible there. And why? Why is it? Because guns are illegal. You can't have a gun, and the criminals will, and they give you a slap on the wrist as a criminal. I mean, look at California right now. El Salvador right now is better than parts of California. It really is. Yeah, get them out, Pete. Absolutely. Wonder what will be the IMF reaction to Bukele defying orders and still buying Bitcoin. Great time to be alive. Absolutely. Jerry, what about the genocide in Gaza? Um, that's a bad thing too, man. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Paul, what's up, buddy? Paul's the man. Um, and also I wanna talk about gold and silver real quick because Creole brought it up. He said God's money will be the winner. The winner of what? Right? The winner of the store of value. Um, I know you've been stacking a long time, Creole. You've been stacking a lot longer than me. I started buying gold and silver very, very late in the game, summer of 2020, almost 5 years ago. And it took me a while to realize this, but gold and silver are great, but they're not even a good way to keep up with inflation, right? I mean, gold and silver should be way higher than what they are now. Silver should be at least $200 an ounce, and it's not. It's only 30 something bucks. And gold is only just 3,000 or something, whatever it is. It's not a good hedge on inflation. It's not keeping up with the money supply, and it's too bulky. You know what I mean? We're not going to be transacting in gold and silver in the future. We're just not. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news to you, man, but we're in a digital world. And in a digital world, you need digital money. And gold and silver just has you at your house, sitting on a honeypot. Somebody can come here right now and they can't tell me they can't take my gold, they can't take my Bitcoin. They just can't. There's no way they could take it. But if I had gold and silver buried in the backyard or in a safe or wherever under the floor or wherever you're going to put it, they'll find it, man. All I got to do is just take a metal detector and they'll find it and they'll take it from you. You know what I mean? So again, Bitcoin outperforms gold and silver by a landslide in fiat currency, measured by fiat currency, and it's not even close. Holding God's money is a winner. Well, compared to fiat, it is, but not compared to Bitcoin. And just look at the chart, man. Put Bitcoin as the denominator of gold and see which one is better. At least high like your cholesterol. Okay. What's my cholesterol? The troll. Digital illusions. Okay. Well, all I'm telling you, brother, is study Bitcoin, and then you'll see. Why is it that so many people that were in gold and silver before are selling it for Bitcoin? You don't see a bunch of people selling Bitcoin for gold. Just saying, man. And if you look at let's look at this. You look at uh, top assets by market class. Gold is number one. Gold is number one. Market cap by market class. Market cap by market by class. Excuse me. Gold is number one, but Bitcoin is number 9 at 1.6 trillion, and it's only been an asset for 16 years. So what do you think is going to happen in another 10 years? Jerry, go live more often, my G. I will, man. I will. I'm gonna do it every day during the week. Thank you. And listen, Creo, I love you, man. We're gonna disagree. It's okay, but I hope you got some Bitcoin. You got some, right? I sold all my metals, all in on Bitcoin, but respect the metalheads. I used to be one, so I get it. Yeah, I respect them too. We're on the same team, guys. Um, but it's the slower horse. It's a slower horse in the race. You know what I mean? I mean, would you rather be on a what are those trains that go 200 miles an hour? Those new trains, that or a horse or a donkey. You know what I mean? So Well, Creo, if you haven't studied Bitcoin, then it's hard for you if you don't have any. It's hard for you to talk about Bitcoin. And this is why I don't like Peter Schiff and the gold stackers and the silver stackers that don't study Bitcoin, because all they do is tell you, oh, Bitcoin is digital illusions, it's fairy dust and all this other stuff. There's only 21 million Bitcoin, man. That's it. And it's the realest money in the world. It's verifiably you know exactly what you have every 10 minutes. It's coming out. And again, I ask gold stackers this all the time. And I'm not shitting on gold stackers, guys. I love it. But how much gold was mined today? Right? Nobody knows. Bitcoin is if you look at this here, it's verifiable. Boom, another block just came out, right? 888,253. Now, if you go back 24 hours or at midnight or whatever, you can see how many blocks were mined and how many Bitcoin were in the block, which is 3.125. I mean, you can't do that with any other money, guys. I hope you're doing well too. What's up, Sharpen the Sword? How you doing, brother? Paul says pound the like button. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you, man. I am doing well, thanks. I've studied it. Why disrespect me? I'm not disrespecting you, Creo. Don't get all sensitive on me, man. 'Cause I know how sensitive you are. That's why we had problems before. Please, man. I can't wipe tears from a grown man, bro. Seriously, don't be like that with me. You're a man. Don't be like them Democrats. No one has studied Bitcoin will have zero worth. Exactly. And a lot of these people come to it thinking it's a scam. I did that too. You know, I looked at everything that was wrong with it, and I found out that there's pretty much nothing wrong with it, and you can't stop it. So yeah. So let's take a look at this video from Michael Saylor. It's a 3-minute video. He explains. He gives a little masterclass on. He was on Laura Trump's show on Fox News, and he tells you why Bitcoin's good. Let's take a look.
Programmer named Satoshi Nakamoto developed a digital form of money, took advantage of cryptography, networking, and semi.
Got to stop it for Letha. Letha, how you doing, ma'am? Thank you for stopping by. Creo, remember, I'm that dude eager to meet you face to face, my G. Okay, that's fine. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't really like meeting a lot of people, to be honest, and that's fine. We can meet sometimes, but if you're acting like that, I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? You got mad at me one time because we didn't meet up in person. I think that was you. If it wasn't, I apologize. I ain't trying to pick on you, Creo. You're my boy. I like you, man. But don't get all emotional and sensitive on me, man. Because that's a thing that irks the heck out of me, especially from men. Because I deal a lot of that with women, and I don't like when men act like that. I don't want any man being emotional and sensitive and all that stuff. It's just I don't like, because we're brainwashed to do that. They want men weak and they want women stronger, so that way we are a weak society. It's not like that. Men be strong mentally, physically, and spiritually as well. Look at our arms. Yeah, exactly. Clean your machine. What's up, my brother? Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to play this video, guys. Thank you.
Semiconductors, and created what we'll call digital gold. He wanted to create a copy of gold, but he wanted to put it in cyberspace. He wanted to make it possible to move it at the speed of light, to provide monetary sovereignty as a reaction to the great financial crisis back at the end of the last decade, when most of the population lost trust in the money or the currencies they had in banks. How do you make gold better? You make it digital, so I can send it from New York to Tokyo in a few minutes. You make it capped. It's impossible to make any more. There's only 21 million Bitcoins. 21 million forever? You can take it with you.
And that's the key, guys. This is why I try to tell gold and silver stackers that y'all trust this dude. Yeah, I trust him, but I don't have to trust him. You don't have to trust Michael Saylor. He's just a guy that buys a lot. He's got his company has almost 500,000 Bitcoin. But that's the point, man. It's capped at 21 million, and it's verifiable. And again, we don't know how many ounces of gold there are. We don't even know how many ounces of gold we have in the in Fort Knox or the other places we have. That's the difference between Bitcoin and gold and silver, man.
Nobody can take it away from you. And you can put it on a computer, which means you can program it at the speed that the computer thinks. And that made it the ideal money for the digital age.
A lot of people say, all right, if I want to invest a little money in Bitcoin, I don't know where that goes, but it does go somewhere. You're saying it's actually more secure and safer than actually putting it into a bank because it's yours and no one could ever take that from you. Is that right?
The real appeal of Bitcoin is people don't want to invest or risk their money. They want to save their money. So
Absolutely. They want to save their money. It's not an investment. Just like gold and silver is not an investment. Bitcoin was before a sailor. Don't need to trust them. Absolutely. Don't need to trust anyone. Absolutely sharpen the sword. Yeah. Jimmy John says, do you think Sailor had a hard time keeping his eyes from drifting? Yeah, probably did, man. she's a pretty woman. The troll says, I love Gaylor like he loves Whoppers. So you know that's strong love. Why is Michael Saylor gay, man? Because he likes Bitcoin? I don't understand. VAW, Bitcoin is definitely mobile. I just checked a hard wallet. I put Bitcoin on 5 years ago. Still there. Amazing. I can jump on a plane with it. No problem. Absolutely, man. VAW. It's like this, man. Bitcoin is nowhere and everywhere at the same time, right? You could take it somewhere. Nobody knows you have it, but anywhere you go, it's there. But it's nowhere at the same time. It's a beautiful thing. Always supporting the channel. Yeah, exactly. Sailoring y'all to doomsday. Okay, well, tell us why Bitcoin's bad, man. Please, I would love to hear it.
Bitcoiners would say, we're not investing, we're saving. It's a savings technology. What if you just wanted to take your life savings and put it into a bank in cyberspace?
Paul says, don't feed the troll, Jerry. Just my 2 sats. Jerry's rocking the house. So Paul's in the house, and my boy Corey's in the house from God Sats. Make sure you guys subscribe to Corey from God Sats. He makes a great video every single day, every 24 hours. He's doing a great job. Well, Paul, let me tell you about that real quick, right? And I love you, man. I really appreciate everything you've done for the channel. But it's like this when it comes to trolls, right? Life is full of trolls. You can't ignore people that disagree with you or make fun of you, right? So I embrace them. I embrace trolls. Now, if it gets to the point where they're annoying all my all the people that are on here, then and they start leaving because they're trolling too much, then okay, I'll do something about that. But I'm a free speech absolutist, and I welcome all challengers. I actually like people that disagree with me more than agree with me. I don't like to sit in a room with a bunch of people that's just agreeing with everything I say. I like to debate and go back and forth. So, Paul, I appreciate your words. I understand what you're saying, but again, they help the channel too. They're subscribed to the channel. They give me views. They comment. So they're helping, man, for real. I appreciate that, Paul. Great show. Got sats. Yeah, it is a great show. Fair point. Yeah. So let's continue this real quick. Thanks, though, guy. Thanks, so man.
That promises to never freeze your funds, that isn't run by humans, it's run by incorruptible software. And you're going to go to sleep for a decade, right? If you're Rip Van Winkle, what can I buy that 30 years from now will be more valuable, that will hold its value? But the real breakthrough, the aha, is if I can send $1 million from me to you without an intermediary. We want to know that we control it, not our bank, not our government, not the mayor, not the CEO of the company. When I first started looking for digital gold, I saw there were 10,000 different crypto networks. And I said, what's the winner? What's the safe one? What's the secure choice? And we sifted through and we said, well, the largest, most valuable one appears to be Bitcoin. Has it been copied? Can it be copied? Well, it had been copied 10,000 times and they had all failed. Bitcoin, it was the winner. It attracted all the smart capital. Satoshi launched Bitcoin, disappeared from history forever, disclaimed any beneficial ownership and said, I don't control it, I don't own it. It is my gift. It is sovereign money. Bitcoin is the safest bank. This programmer.
Boom. Everything he said was spot on, 100%. 100%. VAW. I don't even like that word troll. People have different opinions. It's okay. Yeah. Very true, man. But I do like calling the truth the troll, though. The troll. If it's only 21 million, then what if everybody save it on the jump drive and forget their passwords? Then what? Serious question. Well, then there will be no more Bitcoin. It'll be gone. If everybody puts all the Bitcoin on a he he calls a hardware wallet a jump drive. If they do that and they all lose it, then there'll be no more Bitcoin. It'll be gone. But what's the percentage chance of that's going to happen? So, fair question. Love and support Jerry from Alberta. Your oil and gas reserve. Clean your machine. Yes, yes. We love you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I want to know your thoughts too. What do you think about the Trump tariffs and everything else? Creo the traveler. Jerry, never get it twisted. I've been in the trenches with you from day one. Correct me if I'm wrong, my G. Yeah, you have. You've been there. I appreciate it. VAW responded to the troll. It's already been done. So many have forgotten or lost their Bitcoin. Comes with the territory, makes you responsible. The troll. But if it's going to be a medium of exchange and if the majority lose their passwords, then we are screwed. Yeah, true. But most people, the troll, won't have it on a quote unquote jump drive. They'll have it in they'll have it in the banks and stuff like that. And most people, to be honest with you, 90% of people, including yourself, it looks like, because you said you never buy in Bitcoin, and Creo the Traveler, you guys are just going to have to not save in it, and you're going to have to be working for it later if it keeps going like this because you refuse to buy any. And, that's just how it's going to happen. Jimmy John, bruh, she's stacked up like dirty clothes. Yeah, she's she's a good looking woman for sure. Paul, clean as Alberta citizen, answer me this if you want. Does Alberta overall want to join America, and do you wish Alberta would join America? Good question. New subscriber here, Corey sent me. Thank you, Sunsplash, and thank you so much, Corey, from God Sass for that great shout out, man. I got a good amount of subs off that. And welcome to everybody to the live stream. I'm gonna be doing these Monday through Friday now, so I really, really appreciate it. So let's take a look real quick at when it pops up at Doge and what they're doing, which I love. Doge clock, according to the Doge clock, so far we are saving the American taxpayer about $1,900 per taxpayer right now, according to this. And so far we're at 212 billion, almost 212.5 billion dollars so far in savings from the waste, fraud, and abuse of our federal and bloated government. It's crazy, man, what they're doing. Absolutely crazy. I tell people this all the time. This is what's going on with the U.S. government. This is why you guys got to study politics, right? The government has a lot of problems, but the number one problem is we have a spending problem. We spend way too much. You know what I mean? And that's it. We spend 7 trillion and we only make 5, right? So what Elon Musk is trying to do for free, by the way, is trying to take down 1 trillion of that. You know what I mean? And according to him and Trump, they said they're going to try to balance the budget by cutting spending. That's the first thing we need to do. And then increase our revenues, right? And they have some ways to do that. That's the government's problem. I'm just buying Bitcoin. In fact, I bought $200 worth an hour ago. Still on sale, buddy. Yes. Sorry, guys, if I'm all over the place. This is my first time actually doing a live stream and stuff like that. So you guys got to give me some couple of weeks to get my cadence down and everything else. Just shouted you out on your channel on Twitter, Jerry. Underrated, brother. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, bro. Seriously, I really appreciate that. That means a lot. That's free advertisement. And nothing better, in my opinion. The best kind of advertisement is word of mouth. And I really appreciate that, man. Seriously. Nice, brother. Zap me some of those sets. Corey, do you have a Lightning address, brother? Yeah, Corey, do you have a Lightning address? I know the address that you have, but a Lightning address will be a lot better, man, to zap you. Yes, Alberta is fed up with Ontario, and the Liberal parties our premier is strongly considering separation from Canada. Good. You 800 pounds plus you always be, quote unquote, all over the place? Man, I'd be in some bad shape if I was 800 pounds. All right, so appreciate that, man. So let's take a look at Doge, what they're doing. This is a good website right here. Oh, it went off on there. Hold on, is this one? Yeah, this one. Sorry. So if you go here, it'll show you what's going on with Doge, the latest and everything else. And President Trump talking about the eggs. Let's take a look.
I will tell you what it's for. When I took it over, eggs were through the roof, and now eggs are down 35% over a short period of time. And other things, fuel, gasoline, energy is down, way down. Oil is down to $65 a barrel. It was $82 a barrel. And when energy comes down, pricing is going to come down. Prices for groceries, etc., are going to come down. So yeah, I think we're setting a good table.
Yeah, exactly. Things are coming down slowly but surely. And again, we're still in Biden's economy right now, and it's going to take a while, guys. But you guys know that. You know, the sheeple don't, unfortunately. Yes, that'll work, Corey. Put your strike address down, because when people send sats, Corey, it costs a lot of money to send on chain with the with the BC numbers and stuff like that. So just go ahead and put a lightning, because it's cheap and it's quick. VAW. Vance or Vivek in 28, Jerry. Vance. Vance. Who would I like to have? I'd like to have Vivek, but I gotta live in the real world. And I'm gonna be real with you about that. Vivek Ramaswamy is a great guy, but for the conservative party, and I'm not saying they're racist or nothing like that, but it's just two things with Vivek, outside of a couple other things. But the two major thing is, one, he's just too dark to be a presidential candidate, I think, right now in 2028, and two, for the conservative party, and two, because a lot of people just are not going to get past that, right? And I'm not saying America's racist, because they're not, but some people just can't do it. And number two, he's a Hindu. He's not a Christian, and people know that how America was built and the foundation and what this great nation was built on, and it wasn't been built on Hinduism. So I just don't see it. Add to your description in your video so I can take care of you, brother. Yes, absolutely. We need to get him to 1 million Satoshis, guys. Jimmy John, y'all need to support my boy. Hit the like button. He's out here working hard for y'all. 6 likes ain't cutting it right now. Let's get that up. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, Jimmy John. Really do, man. Canada has a guy with a big orange turban in second place. Yeah, I heard about that too. All right, so what else? This is another good website for Department of Government Efficiency. This is not the official one, but it's pretty good. Actually, I think this one is the official one. I think, my fault. The other one isn't. So you go here, Department of Government Efficiency at Doge, and this is a good one. And if you want to keep up with it, we've never seen anything like this, man. You know, a real Doge, not the ones that the Democrats always say they want to do. Even Barack Obama want to do it. We got 15 watching and 8 likes. Them numbers ain't jiving. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. So let's take a look at this real quick. Let me make myself a little bit smaller so we can look at this. So what do you guys think, man? We're at 84,000 right now. Gold's at 3,000. Pete and Creo the Traveler. And silver's at 33, almost 34. So who knows what's going to happen, man? But again, I'm buying every hour on the hourward strike. I just am, man. You know what I mean? And this right here is the order book. You can get this off of CoinGlass. I got the links in the description box for this, and it'll show you how many Bitcoins are available at what price. And this is a live look at it. And then the green is obviously chart right here, and then the red. And it's cool, man. And they meet right here in the middle. You know, the people selling and the people buying. And it's a pretty good site. You know, it gives you an inside look. Get them, bro. Smash that like button, family. Absolutely. I appreciate you guys, man. And as you guys know, this is one of my favorite metrics right here. How many sats you can get for $1? You know, and right now we can get 1,190. You know, they should be mods, man. Should be mods. Remind people to click that like. Absolutely. Jagmeet Singh is an idiot. Yeah, I heard that. I don't know a lot about him, but I heard that. I'm not too familiar with Canadian politics. All right, if you're in the dark, guys, I got a bright light coming. I should have told you that before, but we've seen this before already. We're at 9th place in 16 years, so that's cool. Based on this right here, the market cap of 1.67 trillion. We were over 2 trillion before, and we'll get back up there. And silver's doing great at 1.935, just under 2. It's rising slowly but surely. It'll be passing Google here in a minute, silver. And again, I love silver because it's a utility metal. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry. Hold on. I didn't even put it on there. Silver is just under Google. It's a utility metal. You know, I don't mind people having it in their portfolio. I mean, you guys know me. I absolutely love silver. I want to support the channel. Will you accept? Will you accept EBT? I can transfer on chain. I don't think you can do that, Jimmy John. I don't think it's gonna do. For those of you guys that don't know, EBT is food stamps. That's funny. Metals might not be keeping up with inflation, but they sure are tagging along nicely. Yeah, they are. They're pretty good. I sent you a few sats, Jerry. You did. 444. A payment of 20,000 sats. Mentioned by Huddle, Florida. Nice, thanks. Thank you, Huddle, Florida. Somebody just mentioned me. Paul just sent me 20,000 sats. Hold on. It's coming in now. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate that, man. That's a lot. Thank you, sir. I really, really appreciate that. And if you guys want to donate to the channel, you can. The links are in the description box. I'm not asking you to do this right now, but I think my super chats are working. See if it works. Don't click it and send it, but just see if it's on or not. Let me know. Thank you so much, Paul. Appreciate you. Jerry, any thoughts on Josh Mann's prediction of 84K that happened and his 444K? That's a good question. I have actually had that teed up. My thoughts are I don't see that as a coincidence. I believe that. I really do. I 75% sure that he was right. He said there's a formula that was in building number you know what in New York, you know where, from that year that thing went down. He said that blueprint is gone now, and he's one of the only one that has it. And if you read what he actually wrote in his tweet on, I believe it was November something, when he wrote in that tweet, it was pretty prophetic, man. It really was. So yeah, that was a good question, man. I'm 75% sure I believe him. Gold will be the OG, but I'm sure someday gold will be second someday. Paul, oh God, it works. Thanks, Paul. I didn't want you to do that. Thank you so much. My first ever super chat. Thank you so much, Paul. I really appreciate that. Because what my goal is, guys, I'm forever grateful to you, man. What my goal here is, because I work 2 shifts a day doing DoorDash and Uber Eats. So what I want to do is I want to replace one of those shifts with doing this, so I can put more effort. Instead of working those 3 hours of doing DoorDash and Uber, I can come here and do some research for 2 or 3 hours for you. For you guys don't have to do it. So you can come to a one place and get the, some political news, some breaking news, and also news about Bitcoin. So thank you so much, Paul. I really appreciate that, man. Seriously. Yeah. VAW. Shout out to Paul, the Sat King. Paul dropping your lightning address, so you're always showing love. Yes. That we can show you some love back, brother. Absolutely. Show Paul some love, man. He's an OG, man. Josh and Giovanni's got beef. Yeah. I heard that too. You're happy to be the first at something. I think you may be the first Bitcoin stacker too, man. We'll see. On here. But this right here, guys, it's one of my favorites. This is bitcoinsperperson.com. And I want to talk about this for a minute because this is outstanding. Hey, Mike. Sharper than Sora legend. He is a legend. Absolutely. Smash the like button is like speaking to everyone as you walk into the house. It's good manners. Yes, it is. That's a good analogy. Man, that's a good analogy. And when you hit the like button, what it does, guys, because again, I'm not saying I'm shadow banned, even though I am. I say a lot of the magic words that Bitcoin, I mean that YouTube doesn't like that I say. So you know, hitting the like button really shows that they want to see people want to see it. So the system is bankrupt. Yes, it is, man. I completely agree with that. It's absolutely bankrupt. If you don't hold it, good luck. Well, I hold mine. I hold my Bitcoin. Let me stop right there. This is the problem with these gold and silver influencers because they have a saying: if you don't hold it, you don't own it. Meaning, basically, if you don't hold it physically, you don't own it. I mean, guys, I have pictures in my cell phone. I have digital songs. I have digital movies and everything else. I don't hold any of them. So, oh my goodness, Jimmy John, bro, you doing good works, and that's the truth. Jimmy John just sent me $20. Wow, thank you, man. I appreciate that, dude. Wow. Thank you so much. And he's one of my biggest trolls. See, Paul, if I would have canceled him, I would have never got that. Him and the troll are my biggest trolls. And he just sent me something. So thank you so much. Thank you. I'll go check, brother. Yes, boob tube is good for shadow banning. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, John. Jimmy John. What a legend, yes. Paul, yep. Shout out to Jimmy John. Yeah, man. I mean, he's been trolling me for years. He's been on my channel for years, trolling me, talking to me about my mom and everything else. Somebody just sent 1,000 sats. Let's see who it was. Oh, somebody also sent me $10. Pete. Thank you, Pete. Look like you Zelled that. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, brother. Really do. Receive payment. 1,000 sats. You didn't tell me who it was, but thank you. You can tell me your name so I can give you a shout out. I appreciate that, man, so much. Sorry, guys, I'm all over the place. You're awesome, JJ. Yes, he is awesome. Clean your machine. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate that. Jimmy is one of Jerry OG subs. Yes, he is. I love Jerry's show, and I love you too, Paul. I really do. All right, so let me talk about this real quick. Sorry, guys. I don't want to make this 3 hours. I want to make sure you guys go and eat your dinner and hang out with your families. So, total Bitcoin world population, if you get your fair share, is 244,000. Right, right now, as of right now, we got 19.838 or 19,838,256 and a quarter of Bitcoin that's been mined. We know it down to the sat, guys. That's incredible, man, when you think about that, right? So it says, given that a Bitcoin currently costs 84,000, let me update it, make sure. 84,081, there are only enough Bitcoins for every person to have $206 worth. If Bitcoins were distributed using the current global distribution of wealth, 99.9% of people would have $39.13 worth of Bitcoins. And people in the top 0.001% would have 0.73 Bitcoins each. I mean, need I say more, guys? I mean, look at that. You know what I mean? That's crazy. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. Yet, these gold bugs don't have any issue with digits on the screen of their bank accounts. They think they own it. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean? The truth is the truth, guys. Yes, sir. That one delivery you don't have to do. Yes. Thank you, Pete. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And I appreciate you, Pete. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Me and Pete has done some good deals too with silver and stuff. So I appreciate it. I got to run, corners. Take care, everyone. You guys are living legend. Later, Jerry. Later, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. I'm eating while I'm watching. Great entertainment, Jerry. Thank you, man. So yeah, this is a very good indicator of what's going on. And again, how much gold has been mined since its inception, since we found gold? We have no idea, right? Bitcoin is capped at 21 million coins. You know what stops gold or keeps gold scarce? Let me tell you what it is, honestly. It's our technology. That's it. It's the technology. The more gold, or the more the demand for the gold goes up, the more people are incentivized mining companies, people that buy it and everything else are going to put into the mining situation to get more, right? There is gold all over the place in this world. There just is, right? But we just can't find it because our technology hasn't caught up to the demand yet, our human technology. So the more we want it, or more the demand goes up, trust me, we will find the supply. You can't do that with Bitcoin, Creole Traveler. You can't. You know what I mean? It's programmed in, and that's what we love about it. So, like the great Satoshi Nakamoto says, it might make sense just to get some in case it catches on. If enough people think the same way, that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Ain't that the truth? Now, I want you guys to take a look at this one. I love this website right here. Let me make myself smaller here, or bigger out of the way. And this one is called the Bitcoin Rich List. And I have this in the description box too. The Bitcoin distribution, right? And as you can see, this is how many Satoshis people have on wallets, how many addresses for each number of Satoshis, the percentage of addresses out of all the addresses, the number of Bitcoin, how much it is in US dollars, and what percentage of the Bitcoin total supply, right? And this is great because you can see where you're at. And most of these people, guys, have more than one wallet. I hold some USDT in my OKX wallet, and my 12-word recovery phrase is wine, dairy, film, attract, cat, festival, apple, bounty. How do I? Gordy, that was funny, man. Oh man, I love to give Natalie Brunell one of my class 6 intros. Yeah, Natalie Brunell is a very, very smart lady, man. She is. She's a very smart lady. But anyways, we're all adults in here. So take a look at this, right? So over here, we got 0.00001, which is not a lot. And then from that number to here, to goes here, we have 11,224,683 wallets, right? And again, raise your hand if you have more than one wallet, okay? Who doesn't, right? So classic, okay. Courtney's a bot, okay. Let me get rid of him. You guys want me to get rid of Courtney? Wallet or address? Both. I'll get rid of them. Wallet and address is the same thing. If you have a cold wallet, there's an address to it. I got rid of him already. Sorry, I deleted it. If he comes back, but everybody's saying he's a bot. I've never seen him before. I don't know. But yeah, so check that website out when you get a chance. A wallet has many addresses. Okay. Well, I'm not an expert. Teach me, guys. Yeah, you can. Every time I deposit in my one wallet, yeah, there are different bunch of addresses. So you can put it in different. Yeah, you're right about that. Sorry about that. Every time I send Satoshis over to my cold storage, I do change the address. So you're right. Different. Each wallet has different addresses. So this Bitcoin ownership distribution right here is a great one. This also shows who owns what. And according to this right here, and I'm going to show you on the next page as well, we own about almost 70% of the Bitcoin. This is why I tell people to join my Discord group right here on Signal for $1 a month, where if you need to sell your Bitcoin or just talk about some other Bitcoin topics and stuff like we're doing here, we can just all stay together and pass Satoshis back and forth if you need some cash. Because again, you don't want to be selling your precious Satoshis to these people over here. You just don't want to do that. So this is the distribution in in real time, but this right here, I like this one too. So let me zoom in on this one. So public companies, MicroStrategy owns 499,000 Bitcoin, and then all the little smaller companies own right here. I can't zoom any farther, guys. And then private companies own this much. Block One is one of them. I think that's a mining company. Then you got ETFs, obviously. IBIT or BlackRock is number one. And then you got the government. United States of America has 198,000. Right, but down here shows remaining coins in circulation, right, which people own and everything else. Lost coins, 1.4 million, and coins not yet mined. I think this number is a little higher, guys. To be honest, what do you guys think about that? I think it's higher than that, but I could be wrong. Now, Creo, I don't know if you're still here, but I want you to take a look at this chart. Right now, this right here shows you the intangibles of money: scarce, uninflatable, portable, durable, international, fungible, divisible, verifiable, supply, decentralized, and unconfiscatable. And Bitcoin has checked all these, right? US dollar has portable, durable, fungible, divisible. They got that. And then they got scarce. Gold has these, a couple of these, and then real estate has a couple of these. But Bitcoin has them all. The only thing Bitcoin doesn't have, honestly, is it doesn't have the time in, right? It's a brand new asset, but that's where the opportunity comes in, because nobody knows what it is. Every time I look at the Bitcoin price, all I'll just say is, well, nobody knows about it. Can you imagine if every person on the planet, you had a chip of everything that you know about Bitcoin, or people that know more than you, and then you just put it in to everybody's head and they understood what Bitcoin is? What would the price be when everybody woke up in the morning? It'd be crazy, right? Bruh, I'm so happy for Dr. Craig Wright. His invention is starting to be accepted by the mainstream. Yeah, yeah. The problem with that though is we know who. Nobody knows who Satoshi is, but we know one person that's not Satoshi for sure, and that's Mr. Dr. Craig Wright. But thanks for telling us this. All right, now this is the one I love to show you guys right here. This is our plan. This is my plan, anyways. The future supply, right there. Let me zoom in a little bit, if I can. Is that all I can go? Is that as big as it goes? Yeah. So, future supply, what I'm looking at is right there on my birthday as of right now. 99% of the future supply will be mined on my birthday 10 years from now. 9 years and some change from now. 9 years and 10 months or whatever it is. 2035, right? And in this great illustration, and again, there's 21 million coins, right? So the last 1%, because Satoshi Nakamoto, speaking of Dr. Craig Wright, Satoshi Nakamoto, he front loaded all the Bitcoin in the beginning, right? The first epoch, he put in 10.5 million. So let's watch this illustration. I love showing this one from Wicked Smart Bitcoin. If you guys haven't seen this, check this out. This is great, man. I love this. All right, there it is right there. Right there is Epoch 7. 3/4 of the way through Epoch 7, which again is about a little less than 10 years from now, we'll have 99% of all the Bitcoin that ever be mined. Right. And then you talking about a supply shock and you talking about scarcity. Um, it's going to be insane, guys. This is how much Satoshis or Bitcoin will be mined. And again, the last 1% won't be done until the year 2038 or 2138 or 2140, as it says right here, all coins issued. So yeah, it's going to be insane, guys. Let's look at this. So there's 33 epochs in total. And in this year 2071, my goodness, man. This is why, man, you got to have some kids and some grandkids and some nieces and nephews and people in your family, because this is going to last a lot longer than us. It really was. It's going to be for generations to come, man. Crazy. Man, love it. Wow. I don't know why. I love that. Every time I watch it, I just love it. This right here is a website I found a couple weeks ago. It's by Plan B. I got the link in the description box. This is pretty good. You can go here and learn a lot about Bitcoin on your studying journey. It's really good. And then this tab right here, this is timechainstats.com. This is probably my number one that I love. Hey Elise, is what free, honey? The training. Let's see. I think some of them are free, Elise, and some of them are paid. But this one right here, this is free. So go to this here. Let me put it in the description box for you, Elise, so you can click on it and study Bitcoin. Okay. Welcome, too, by the way. So click on that and start studying. You know what I mean? And get as many of this stuff as you can. But yeah, time change stats. Every indicator you want has got it. No problem, Elise. Thank you. Do I know who created Nostr? Yes, but I don't remember their name. I think I want to say what's my boy's name from who used to own Twitter? I think he's one of the creators, ain't he? Somebody in here knows for sure. And by the way, Gotsats, you're invited to the to my Discord, my Signal Discord. Okay, if you want to, and you can join us and stuff on there in the group chat. But yeah, I believe it was him and someone else. Yeah, Dorsey, Jack Dorsey. Yeah, I think he's one of them. But we can Google it real quick. Let's see. Well, not Google it, but who invented Nostr? Hmm. A right wing Brazilian. People are something else, man. Nostr. Let's see. I don't know, guys. I can't see. I can't see it. If anybody knows in the chat, let me know. Bruh, if you think Vegas is hot, you should feel the hot nights we have in Norfolk, Virginia. Even when it's 20 below, it's always a hot night. Oh, you're from Norfolk, huh? Wow, okay. I appreciate that, man. Good information. What are people doing at night, by the way? Should I even ask that? But this is another great website. This is timechaingcalendar.com. This is a great one. Check this out. This will definitely help you with the indicators and studying Bitcoin. I did some time out there. Okay. Letha wants to know if you're on Nostr. I got to get better with Nostr, Letha. I'm not going to lie to you. Jor is the is my go-to with that. So, well, I hope you're not on parole or probation, Jimmy John. Got a bright light coming, guys. Fear and greed index right now we're at 34. So the lower this goes, guys, obviously the the better it is to buy. Like Warren Buffett said, when there's blood in the streets, that's when we buy and eat, right? So when everybody else is panicking because you got a good situation going on, go ahead. And just as a reminder, guys, for those of you that are new, my name is Jerry from Jerry Loves Freedom. If you guys want to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, I really appreciate that. And the donations are definitely welcomed and accepted and very much appreciated. But on the poor man's plan, the best thing you can do, because I'm a poor man myself, is to hit that share button and share the video, like was done earlier. And I really, really appreciate it. And I thank you so much for doing that. All right, this is a story I wanted to show you guys earlier. Donald Trump has found out that Joe Biden has maybe plagiarized some documents. Trump declares Biden's last-minute pardons are void due to the alleged use of auto pen system. Biden's pardon includes his family members, son Hunter, Dr. Fauci, General Mark Milley, and the J6 committee. They're basically saying what Trump is saying, alleging, is that he wasn't even that Joe Biden wasn't even in the same area when these pardons and stuff were passed. Look at this. All these signatures that Joe Biden signed. Hey, let me zoom in. From Biden family pardon, January 19, 2025, Dr. Fauci, General Milley, this person, all these signatures, according to this graphic, all 5 of them are exactly the same. Now, I sign my signature all the time. Do you guys have the same exact signature every time? I don't. Bro, what's the minimum spend at the Bunny Ranch? Do their prices include gratuity? Well, I never been out there, man. But that'd be a good thing. Yeah, it's crazy, at least, right? This is why I tell you people don't believe the hype. Do not believe the hype. So I'm going to show you a news story on this. Well, first, let me read Donald Trump's tweet or truth about this, Truth Social post about it, and let's see what he has to say. The pardons that sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others. And when he says unselect committee, he's talking about the select committee of the January 6th that tried to get Trump impeached and thrown in jail and all that. He calls them the unselect because nobody selected them. and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect. So let me start again. The pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect. Because of the fact that they were done by auto pen, which is not a real signature. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. That's a heck of an allegation. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or above by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Wow. Therefore, those on the unselect committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me, which is true, and many other innocent people, should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. The fact is, they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in the history of our country, crooked Joe Biden. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Love it. Love it. Sleepy Joe Biden, absolutely. At least, yeah. Yeah, he is a Sleepy Joe. Those pardons won't get voided. Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, I've got Android. Yeah. And the reason being, and I think what Trump does is Trump likes to troll the media, and he knows that every single thing he says, people who are uninformed and uneducated, they just read the surface level and the headlines, and they have no idea what's going on. So when they look on Twitter or if they look on Instagram or TikTok or turn on the news, they say, "Oh, Trump's bad. Trump's a criminal. Trump's this," and they don't further look into it like we do. That they'll think he's bad. Oh, he's trying to take Social Security. He's trying to take your food stamps. He's trying to do this and that. So what Trump is doing is saying these things because they know he's gonna, everything he says that's so Trump deranged is going to drive him crazy. So let's check out this news segment from News Nation, and they do a good job covering. I like News Nation because they're actually down the middle and they're not propagandists. So let's check them out and let's see what they have to say.
President Trump doubling down over the weekend on his claim that his predecessor, Joe Biden, used an auto pen to add his signature to crucial documents. Mills Hayes is here with us this morning. So, Mills, describe this to us. What exactly is an auto pen? And is there any evidence that President Biden was heavily relying on one, like President Trump claims?
Well, good morning, Marky. Happy to be back here. An auto pen is a device that replicates someone's signature. It's something that celebrities often use to sign autographs for fans, and it provides an identical signature every single time, like almost a stamp. It's common knowledge that presidents use the device too. Harry Truman, believed to be the first U.S. president to do so almost 100 years ago. But the White House doesn't exactly broadcast that they're doing it for obvious reasons. The issue here, according to President Trump, is how much his predecessor was allegedly relying on it. And overnight, the president upping the ante, posting that the pardons signed by President Biden are, quote, hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by AutoPen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them. He continues those on the Unselect Committee, referring to the House committee that investigated January 6th, should, quote, fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. The fact is that they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without their knowledge or consent. This claim originated from the Heritage Foundation's oversight project. They highlighted signatures from pardons that the president signed, including those for Anthony Fauci, Mark Milley, and the January 6th committee. They allege that the signatures are identical, suggesting the use of an auto pen. They contrasted those signatures with the one announcing Biden's withdrawal from the 2024 presidential race, which they say is noticeably different. The president suggested on Truth Social, quote, the person who was the real president during the Biden years was the person who controlled the auto pen. Here's what President Trump first said about the claim on Friday.
Crooked Joe Biden got us into a real mess with Russia and everything else he did, frankly, but he didn't know about it. And he, generally speaking, signed it with auto pen. So how would he know that auto pen is a big deal? 99% of the time I say do it, but they come up and I sign it. But you don't use auto pen. It's number one, it's disrespectful to the office.
Marky, so far, no response from President Biden or anyone who worked in the Biden White House. But again, this is something that presidents do use and have used for decades. President George W. Bush's Justice Department actually made a legal argument that an auto pen signature is just as valid as the president's handwritten signature when it comes to signing bills. Marky?
Fascinating. A lot more to come on this story. Mills Hayes, it is good to have you back. Thank you. We'll check back in.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. Also, don't forget.
Love it. Love it. Truth, 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 truth. Let's see what we got. I would love to see Joe B and Donald T in the same room, so I could see if Joe has the gonads to walk up to Donald T and slap the you know what out of him for not keeping his name out his mouth. I hear you, man. Elise, Trump just got out of jail. Biden doesn't stand a chance slapping him. Dang all right. Dang all right. So, just as a reminder, Mike Johnson talked about this because again, I've said this for a couple of years while Biden was in office that Joe Biden was not running this country. Now this is Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, and he tells a story. He tells a story of why Joe Biden was not running the White House. Take a look.
I do stand by it, and I say this without any personal animus at all. I mean, in some ways, I actually kind of feel sorry for Joe Biden. I mean, he's in the twilight years of his life. He is not, obviously, has not been in charge for some time, and I know this by personal observation, and now the whole world knows it, and it's been very, very concerning to me over the last, year and a half since I've had this
Can you
position.
tell us a story when you say personal observation? What
Well, I
kind
mean,
of thing did you see?
it's public now because the Wall Street Journal got it and put it on the front page. But January a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, I had been asked. I became speaker in October 2023, and there were all sorts of big national security concerns and everything going on. And I started requesting a meeting with the president because I'm kind of old school. I'm a constitutional law guy. Speaker of the House should be able to talk to the president, especially in times of great national interest and calamity. But they wouldn't let me meet with him, and his staff kept giving me excuses. This went on for like 8 or 9 weeks. I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, he doesn't have time. What are you talking about? I'm second in line of the presidency. He has time. I need to talk to him. We had, I can't say the classified parts, but we had some big national concerns at the time that I was losing sleep over. Finally, I just went to the Hill press corps and I said, the president is not being allowed to meet with the speaker. There's a problem. So they started putting pressure on him. Long story short, they finally relented. They invited me to the White House. I show up and I realize it's actually an ambush because it's not just me and the president. It's also Kamala Harris, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem, the CIA director, everybody. And then
Now, why do you think all those people were with Joe Biden? Why? Again, he wasn't running this country. And just to reiterate, Mike Johnson is the Speaker of the House, right? When he said he's the second in command, meaning if there's a tie in the House, the Speaker breaks that tie, right? He's the next in line up to the president, right? We know the vice president's right below him, but as far as underneath the executive branch, when you got the two other parts of the Congress, the the legislative branch, which is Congress, he's in charge. You know what I mean? And he had a lot of things he wanted to talk to President Biden about. And he used to say this in the press, like, I'm trying to talk to the president. Again, that's why Trump does all these interviews. He's talking to everybody and stuff like that. And Biden was gone, man. It was what was that movie? Weekend at Bernie's, when the guy was dead. This is what the presidency was, man. Weekend at Biden's.
So I walked in the Oval and I know what this is. They're going to hotbox the speaker on Ukraine funding. That's what it was. This is probably third week of January. We sit down, we're in the midst of it, and the whole conversation, and I'm going, we don't need to have this conversation. The president reaches over just like this. We're sitting right next to the fireplace in the Oval, and he grabs my arm and he says, the speaker and I just need a couple minutes together. Would y'all just leave us alone? And I looked up on the faces of some of the staff standing around the wall, and they're like, oh, no, he did it. So he called it. He's the commander in chief. So everybody leaves, and he and I are standing awkwardly in the middle of the Oval Office, right over the rug by that coffee.
Now let me stop right there. Joe Biden was not in charge, okay? But when someone else outside of their circle, of his handlers and the people that were, passing the bills and stuff like that, when somebody else is there, they have to pretend like he's in charge. Do you understand? He was not running the country for 4 years. He was an empty suit. This is the biggest scandal in United States history. This was. And nobody talks about it because, again, you got the mainstream media lying for him and stuff like that. And that's why and they can't tell him what to do in front of Mike Johnson. Because Mike Johnson was like, wait a minute, he's the president. You have to do what he says. You know what I mean? It's just a bunch of BS, man.
Table. And I said, Mr. President, thanks for the moments. This is very important. I got some big national security things I need to talk to you about that I've heard, and I think you know, and what do we do? But first, real quickly, Mr. President, can I ask you a question? I cannot answer this from my constituents in Louisiana. Sir, why did you pause LNG exports to Europe? Like, I don't understand, liquefied natural gas is in great demand by our allies. Why would you do that? Because you understand, we just talked about Ukraine. You understand you're fueling Vladimir Putin's war machine
Yeah.
because they got to get their gas from him, And he looks at me stunned with this, and he said, I didn't do that. And I said, Mr. President, yes, you did. It was an executive order, 3 weeks ago. He goes, no, I didn't do that. And he's arguing with me. I said, Mr. President, respectfully, could I go out here and ask your secretary to print it out? We'll read it together. You definitely did that. And he goes, oh, you talk about natural gas. Yes, sir. He said, no, you misunderstand. He said, what I did is I signed this thing we're gonna conduct a study on the effects of LNG. I said, no, you're not, sir. You paused it. I know. I have the export terminals in my state. I talked to those people this morning. This is doing massive damage to our economy, national security. It occurred to me, Barry, he was not lying to me. He genuinely did not know what he had signed. And I walked out of that meeting with fear and loathing because I thought, we're in serious trouble. Who is running the country? I don't know who put the paper in front of him, but he didn't know.
Wow. That's incredible, man. When you think about that, no, I don't use amethyst, Corey. Yeah, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Why is this not a big story? Again, if the mainstream media was fair and they covered everything down the middle, I'm talking about CNN, the Clown News Network, the Crime News Network, the Clinton News Network, the Cancel News Network now, MSDNC, Nothing But Crap, NBC, CBS, ABC, and the rest of them. If they covered this would be a big story, but they hide it. They don't tell about it. All they do is talk bad about Trump. Can you imagine if that was Trump doing that? That was all, had all these cognitive situations going on and one answer question and somebody else is running the country? Crazy, man. Anyways, down in the description box below, the Fold card, if you're a Bitcoiner, sign up for the Fold card. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. It's just a debit card that you can put funds on, and you can purchase things with it, but also you can buy buy gift cards, which I do, and you can get sats back. And on your first purchase using my link, you can get 20,000 sats. So if you're a Bitcoiner, you got to do it, guys. You got to do it. All right, so this is cryptos by market cap. This is Bitcoin, obviously number one as always. Corey says that's huge. Biden has no idea about anything he signed. Exactly. Now, again, let me say this real quick before I move on to the crypto Bitcoin stuff. I don't hate Joe Biden. I dislike him very much, but honestly, I think overall he's a net negative to the country. But I think he's a decent man when it comes to certain things. And people that really know him, what's that one lady, the Asian lady that used to be a donor for the Democrat Party? If you listen to some of her interviews, and I'll try to find her later, she exposes this stuff. She says that he's a pretty good guy. And a lot of people say Joe Biden's a pretty good guy, even though he sold out our country for certain ways and certain reasons. But I felt sorry for him. I used to say this. I actually felt sorry for him because he had no idea what was going on. This was elder abuse, man, what they did to this guy. It really was. Now, again, I don't feel sorry for him, but part of me as a human does. I do, Yeah, thanks, Corey. Yeah, it's just crazy, man. What they did. But again, who was running this country? And Lindy, I think her name is Lindy Lee. I think her name is. She definitely exposes what was really happening, who was running the country at the time, and it was just criminal, man. So anyway, so Bitcoin, as far as market cap, we're number one out of all of them. Obviously, we're just, heads and shoulder above everybody else. That's why I tell people, don't even worry about cryptocurrencies, man. Just focus on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's market cap, as of dominance, you take all the money into Bitcoin, all the money into cryptos, and Bitcoin is more than 61%. And this is including Tether, and Tether is not a crypto. So it's probably 70, 80% of all the cryptocurrencies combined. And Wicked did a great illustration of this. And I want you to check this out. This is top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap. And he does an illustration on this. Take a look.
I'm waiting for you to come running at my rescue, 'cause I can't breathe.
Ethereum trying to creep up.
Cause I can't breathe without you. Oh, I can't breathe. Oh, I can't
And as you can see, there is no second best, right? There's absolutely no second best. So Elise wants to know, how do I feel about Ethereum? Elise, Ethereum is trash. It's garbage. Don't even think about buying it. Go to take your phone and pull up another window and go to Bitcoin University and type in Ethereum, and he'll tell you all about it. Ethereum is trash. They have a proof of stake situation instead of proof of work, where you actually have to use electricity and have proof of work to mine Bitcoin. Proof of stake is basically, Ethereum is just like fiat currency. It's all fake and it's all BS. They have a CEO, they have a CFO, somebody owns the company, and they rug pull the people that own it. In other words, when every time coins come out, they dump them onto their investors, and all they do is just sell them. They don't keep them. They make money off people, and it's a scam. With Bitcoin, it's like the internet. You know what I mean? Nobody owns the internet. Nobody owns Bitcoin. It's of the people, for the people, and by the people. It's pure money. Ethereum is absolute trash. Don't even think about buying it. Is that good enough for you? Clean Machine says 100% elder abuse. Yes, it was. Bitcoin only. Everything else is shit. Yep, pretty much. When I tell people to study Bitcoin, just study Bitcoin. Forget about the S coins and go from there. Jerry, do you own anything? Do you know anything about internet computer protocol? No, I don't. My dude, why are we talking politics? Well, Jimmy, politics and Bitcoin are go together, and Bitcoin and politics are the same. You know, that's why we talk about the strategic Bitcoin reserve. That's why we talk about the Bitcoin Act. That's why we talk about the U.S. dollar going down. That's politics. We got to know what's going on in order to know what to do with our investment or our savings with Bitcoin and know what's going on. You got to know politics. So that's why we're talking about it. All right. So this right here is all the exchanges you can use that, and I'll show you some ones that you should use in a minute. This is Coinbase, and they have, in the last 24 hours, they have bought, sorry, all your browsers. Okay. Your browser has lost connection to your screen share audio. Try sharing your screen again. Restart your browser if this happens. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get on. Let me stop the screen share. Let's restart it. Let's see. I'm going to play a video. Tell me if you guys can hear this real quick.
committee, referring to the House committee that investigated January 6th, should, quote, fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. The fact is that they were probably responsible.
Can you guys hear that? Let me know. Okay. Thank you, Elise. All right. So this right here, go to it real quick. That was a heck of an illustration too. So these are some exchanges that have cryptos and Bitcoin on it. This should show you the change of how many coins or Bitcoins are on each exchange. Right now, Coinbase is always leading. They got 747,000 Bitcoin. The ETFs and stuff hold that. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know that. And you can check it out and see what they have on there, right? This is also in the description box. So you can see who are selling, how much they have, and stuff like this. And again, never keep your Bitcoin on an exchange. Don't keep it on here, guys. Use the exchange. Don't let them use you, right? Because the only way you're going to lose your Bitcoin if you don't have it, not your keys, not your coins. Don't keep them on these exchanges. But this right here is the balance between the price and how much Bitcoin is in the. Let me go down a little bit. How much Bitcoin is on the exchanges. They correlate. So this yellow line right here is the price, right? Which is 80 something thousand. And that's the balance, the green. How much Bitcoin is on the exchanges total. Now, all the ones we just looked at, the total. So right now there's 2.22 million Bitcoin on the exchanges. And the price is at 84. So every time the price goes up, right, it correlates with how much Bitcoin is on there. So when it dumps, when the price goes down, like right here, when the price dumped right here, the exchange went down, or the exchange went up because, am I saying that right? Hold on. The higher the price goes, sorry guys, I've been talking too much. You guys know what I mean. The more you sell and everything else. Hold on. Joe Biden makes Hunter Biden look like an average saint. Yeah. Jimmy John, your mom dominates her marketplace too. Not only does she gain first to market advantage, but she's also the low cost provider. Wow. Yeah, well, that's what she does. That's what she does. Yep, that's right, Mike. So yeah. So we look at that. So let me show you this real quick. So yeah, just always look at these indicators. Take your go to your desktop, right? And then all those in the description box, all those links, just put them all in a row on your desktop and just check out those indicators every morning. That's how you study Bitcoin. Don't worry about the price. That's just a symptom of what's really going on. So, but speaking of exchanges, guys, you guys can click right here or scan this to get yourself some free Satoshis using the Bitcoin well using my link. You should have, only Bitcoin only exchanges. And this one is really good because the fees are very, very low. And also, you don't keep your Bitcoin on this exchange. As soon as you buy it, it goes transfer. So sign up with a Lightning wallet with this, because as soon as you buy, it's going to go to your Lightning wallet. And then I think if you deposit $100 in there, you'll get 5 tosses in this wishing well, in this Bitcoin well, and you'll get some free Satoshis with it. And then my second favorite Bitcoin exchange is Swan. If you sign up with them using my code, if you zap on there, again, you should. I have all 3 of these guys. What I'm getting ready to show you. If you use this one, you'll get $10 of free Bitcoin. So that's how many Satoshis right now? $10. And also I think it's a 1% fee to buy as well. But what the best part is, your first 10,000 purchases, the first $10,000, which is a lot, are no fees at all. So that's great. You know what I mean? That's great. And then this one is my all-time favorite. This is Strike by Jack Mahler. Also, all 3 of these companies are Bitcoin only. Strike is the best one. I think it's the cheapest one with the lowest fees. And you can buy every hour on the hour with this one. And let me see. And then this right here, this is my invite link right here with Strike. Share your invite. These are all affiliates. I'm not partners with them, anything. So if you do sign up with Strike after your first 7 days of DCAing, I mean, if you buy every hour on the hour like me, you don't have to buy $1 or $5 an hour. You can buy 10 cents an hour, which is $2.40. after that 7th day, on the 8th day, no fees at all, right? But in between that, if you use my link, we'll both, me and you, will get 500 of Bitcoin free trades in the first week, and then after that, once you set your DCA, it's off to the races. It's free, so can't beat that, guys. Can't beat it. All right, let's get into some news real quick. Let me see what Jimmy John, what she doesn't make on margin, she makes up for on turnover. Okay, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for letting me know what my mother does on the side. Jerry, is the Bitcoin well a non-KYC exchange? No, they're all KYC. All three of those are KYC. Good point, Corey. These are KYC exchanges. And what KYC is, know your customer. So you have to give them your social security number, your ID, and everything else. There's other ways to buy private. Again, pass them back and forth between people. There's other Bitcoin exchanges you can use. I don't personally use those because the fees are just so much. And honestly, me being a public YouTuber and public Bitcoiner, and also I just don't think it's going to get confiscated because, I believe the MAGA party are not going to be totalitarian. And I think it's going to be the money of the future. And with us having the strategic Bitcoin reserve and also buying more and more, I think it's going to be mainstream. So I don't think there's any reason to hide or do privacy. That's just me, though. You can do whatever you want, but that's just me. All right, so let's see what we got here. Let's see. Let's read the news. So David Sachs sold $200 million in digital assets before White House role. He probably had conflict of interest. Heavy on and Andre Gurnin empowering the future of Bitcoin mining and HPC. So you guys can read this. Go to Bitcoin News. I'm not going to read the whole article here, but that's good. And then also, this is the guy we were talking about earlier, Josh Man. This is the future man that told, they predicted the 84,000 price on Pi Day, March 14th. Jimmy John, you are a fool, man. Jimmy John's funny. But I tell you, it's an honor to have him because if he's trolling your channel, he trolls all financial channels. He trolls all Bitcoin channels, gold and silver. He's out there. So subscribe to Josh, man. They're saying he knows what's going on. So he's the future teller. All right, so let's look at some who owns the Bitcoin and how much they own, right? Let me see. So we got MicroStrategy, obviously, as number one. These are all the companies, the highest companies. Tesla has a lot. They got 11,500 Bitcoin, which is good. And I think Elon has more than that too, on his personal self. And then you got obviously MicroStrategy, number one, hands down. They haven't actually bought in a while for them. They got 499,000 Bitcoin, guy. My goodness. Crazy, right? And then you got the U.S. government, according to this website, we got 198,000. I think we have a little bit more than that on paper, but again, that one company that people got rug pulled on, we have to give away like 95,000 of them back. But again, with the strategic Bitcoin reserve and buying 200,000 a year, because right now we're behind China. China has, almost 200,000 themselves. They got 190,000 according to this. But we should be able to pass them, but we'll see. We'll see. But I think definitely it's going to be an arm race, and we're just going to be the little guys at the bottom, but we're going to be buying before they even get started. And that's why I tell you guys, just a dollar cost average and get as many Satoshis as you can. All right, these are the ETF holdings. BlackRock right now, let's update this, see if the numbers came in. Okay, right now they have 567,000 Bitcoin, right? That'd be nice just to have that many Satoshis. That's how many Bitcoins they actually have. And Friday, they sold off 1,137. And Fidelity's right behind them. Well, not right behind them, but they're just above Grayscale, which started off at 600-something thousand. They didn't sell any Grayscale on Friday. Fidelity bought 100. ARK 21 shares. This is Kathy Wood's company. She has 40. They have 47,431 under management because Again, they don't own these. They bought 1,187, which is great, and they have a total of over 1.1 million satoshis, guys. I mean, and again, what do you think is going to happen in the future here? You know what I mean? It's just it's insane when you think about it, right? And then you got this right here. They show the graphics of it. Zoom in a little bit, which I love. Right, the black is IBIT, obviously BlackRock, and the yellow is Fidelity, gray is Grayscale, and they got all the holdings from January 10th, 2024. That's when the gold rush started, and yeah, and it's going to be absolutely insane in the future. And if you're thinking about getting into some, and again, people ask me, should I buy ETFs? Should you buy ETFs? If you have a portfolio, stock portfolio or something like that, and you already have it in there, I would transfer it over to me personally. I would do MicroStrategy personally. But if you want to hold some Bitcoin with one of these companies, these are the fees right here. If you want to do that, maybe split it up, some 75% MicroStrategy or 75% Fidelity or whatever you want to do. But anything outside of that, any cash outside of that, there's nothing better than holding Bitcoin in your in cold storage. This is another graphic, just the one like a one I showed you earlier, and then this right here is a great illustration of who owns what. Again, this is starting on January 10th. As you can see, the blue is when that's when GPTC owned over 600,000 Bitcoin. Jimmy John, you just got to use. Must be nice to be them. Yes, Elise, very nice. They have a lot of Bitcoin. So let's look at this illustration starting from January 10th all the way up until either late February or March. Let's check this out. This is them buying every single day. Look at the days going by. Look at IBIT at the bottom, just catching them. They just buy so much. Again, nobody has more assets under management than BlackRock. They estimate to have like $9 to $11 trillion people's money. My goodness, and these Bitcoin ain't moving, guys. These are, again, it's only 21 million coins, right? Only 21 million coins, and they own 5% of them. These ETFs. So that's pretty big. So these links are in the description. This link to this thing is in the description box as well. You can go to the flows. The first tab was overview. This is flows. This shows you the daily, what they're buying, what they're selling, stuff like that. And then these are the holdings, more graphs of how much they own. Again, MicroStrategy is not an ETF, but it'll show you how much they got. IBIT, of course, is killing it. So yeah. And then what's this here? Let's talk about a little bit of adoption news 2025, because again, adoption is the key. You know what I mean? Jerry, do you own any of these ETFs or minor stocks? No, I don't. But what I'm actually thinking about doing, Corey, that's a good question. I do have some MicroStrategy because I had a portfolio and I just transferred over to MicroStrategy. That's just me. I didn't do any with the Bitcoin, and I don't have any minor stocks right now. But I am thinking about buying some Tesla stock. Not because I think I need to diversify my portfolio, and I'll probably talk about this more. But I'm going to buy a Tesla because I truly believe in what Elon Musk is doing, and I want to support him. So I want to invest in his company while the company's down. Because again, Tesla's way more than just a car company. A car company is like 6 companies in one, and I want to support them. And I definitely think Tesla's been around long enough to do that. You know what I mean? I'll talk about that more. But this is where we're at on the chart, right? On the adoption curve. The horse is like dollar bills going down, and we're here. So we're early, guys, right? We're very, very early in this, which I absolutely love. And then this right here is Bitcoin adoption by country in 2025, a global overview. If you look at this, according to this chart, India is number 1 as far as what they got in Bitcoin, and that's how many millions of people own Bitcoin in India. 75 million, according to this. And again, India is a much, much bigger population-wise country than we are. The United States has 28 million people that own Bitcoin, according to this. If the news says Tesla bad, then definitely Tesla good. Exactly, Jay. Exactly. You know, I don't like stocks. I've sold all my stocks. I don't have any bonds. I don't have anything except Bitcoin and a little bit of cash and some MicroStrategy because I had a portfolio and I didn't want to pay all the fees and stuff to sell it. But again, I was donating to Donald Trump for months at the end of before the election started, and I did it because I could have bought more Satoshis, but I did it because I thought it was very important for us to support Donald Trump, and I'm so glad I did. I campaigned for him. I gave up time for working and stuff like that, but I'm so happy for what he's doing. And if Elon Musk, who's the richest man in the world, can work for us for free at Doge and give up everything that he's doing, he's just an inspiration for me. I can definitely help him out by supporting not only buying his stock but buying a Tesla. I'm not buying it because I think the world is going to end and stuff like that. By the way, and climate change, I don't believe in none of that crap. That's just nothing but BS. I wanted to show you this. This is Byron Donalds talking about. He's actually talking about Bitcoin because he wants to be. He's a House of Representatives in Florida, one of the 435 House of Representatives, and he's getting interviewed by Fox. And let's see what he has to say about Bitcoin.
2.7 is the price. President Trump has a plan for a strategic crypto reserve. Now, Congressman Byron Donalds wants to do exactly the same thing for the state of Florida. He's here now, gubernatorial candidate, Congressman Byron Donalds. What do you think a crypto reserve would do for the state of Florida?
Well, Stu, it's great to be with you. Want to be very clear on this. What I'm proposing in Florida is a Bitcoin reserve, not just pure crypto. Crypto's a lot of different currencies in a basket. Bitcoin is proven to be a holder of value.
Did you hear what he just said?
Bitcoin is proven to be a lot of different currencies. Proposing in Florida is a Bitcoin reserve, not just pure crypto. Crypto's a lot of different currencies in a basket. Bitcoin is proven to be a holder of value over the long term. Stu, I remember back in 20.
Boom. There it is. He's smart. This guy's smart. Looks like my cousin or my brother. I bet a lot of people tell me, you look like Byron Donalds. I said, no, he looks like me. Anyways, yeah. So he's saying Bitcoin only. You know what I mean? He's smart. He knows what's up. This is way different. Elise, okay. Corey, wow, you got completely out of stocks and into Bitcoin. Absolutely. There is no second best. You hear what I say at the end of all my videos. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. It is. You know what I mean? I look at MicroStrategy, what I have in there, as an investment. It's not a savings. My US dollars is for emergencies. If something happens, it's an emergencies. But I only save in one thing, and that's Bitcoin. It's the only way to save. There are a lot of TikTok people that are vandalizing Tesla, so be aware. Yeah, I know that. I wish they would come up to me. This is another reason why I want to buy one. I'm kind of a guy like that. But yeah, this is crazy. He's going to be the governor of Florida, and if he wants to buy Bitcoin only, I'm with it.
2015, when Bitcoin was just this new niche thing that was starting up, you could have picked up a Bitcoin when Bitcoin value over the long term. Stu, I remember back in 2015, when Bitcoin was just this new niche thing that was starting up, you could have picked up a Bitcoin for $500 a coin. Now 82,000 at the current level. It was at 100. It was lower than that last year. What Bitcoin has proven, because there's only but so many coins that can ever be created, that's the entire way it was structured, is that it could be similar to gold in a holder of value over the long term, especially considering the fact that through our current Federal Reserve System, the dollar actually is diminished over time, the way that the Federal Reserve prints dollars, because of Congress's reckless inability to control spending over the long term. So having a Bitcoin reserve as a part of your portfolio actually helps to provide value for the state long term.
Congressman, there's a point of principle involved here. Why should the government support a particular asset class? I mean, you could have a national S&P 500 stock reserve, and the government would be backing stocks. What you've got is a crypto reserve, so the government is backing that asset. What happens if it goes down? You've no guarantee it's going to go up.
No, there's no guarantees.
See, this is why we're early. And I like this guy. He's a good guy. He really is, but he doesn't know, right? He hasn't done. He doesn't put in the work. And not to call out Creel the traveler, but again, when you don't put in the work, this is how you talk. Well, what if it goes to zero? What about the stocks and all this? You can't judge a new system from within an old system, right? These people are the old guard. They're stuck into this fiat currency system. Like, how are we going to put all this money in and blah, blah, blah. That's why when they wrote the strategic Bitcoin reserve, they had to put a budget friendly way to buy it. In other words, hey guys, we know you don't know anything about Bitcoin yet, and we're not going to use your tax dollars on something you don't know about because again, it's volatile and it might go to zero and stuff like that. But people don't understand and they don't know. They're very young into this, and it's crazy.
No, there's no guarantees in anything, but there's a reason why we also have strategic petroleum. Like we do hold in a state's portfolio a basket of securities in the pension funds in every state in the country. There's a basket of securities that uphold that pension fund. Why do we do that? Because there's a generally held belief that securities over time will outstrip inflation and they will outstrip tax policy. And so there's an ability for people to increase their portfolios. I mean, that's basic portfolio theory right there, Stu, for anybody who has a 401k. They put it in securities. There's no reason that the state can mirror some of that with a Bitcoin reserve. And I will also add, again, if you look at the trend lines over the last 10 years, it's without a doubt, it's been able to not just hold its value, it's massively expanded its value. And considering what is happening with fiat currencies, including the US dollar, there's no reason to think that the Bitcoin valuation won't be able to stabilize itself or grow over the long term. Last thing I'll say is there are no new Bitcoins that are going to be issued. It's a fixed amount. That in and of itself creates the valuation that could be very beneficial to the state of Florida and to the United States.
Last one before we move on. Would you use...
Boom. I could have said it better myself. Couldn't have said it better myself.
One before we move on. Would you use Florida taxpayer dollars to buy Bitcoin for your Florida reserve?
That part remains to be seen. It could be a portion of taxpayer dollars that we have already in surplus. So these aren't new tax dollars going out as part of the surplus reserve that we already have. It could be a portion of what we do with respect to some of the investments that we make going forward when it comes to pensioners. But at the end of the day, is Florida going to have the residual asset values for potentially in the future there being issues with federal spending? Because we all know 36 trillion and rising, there are going to be limitations in federal spending in the future. Florida has to be prepared to protect itself. And as the next governor, prospectively, it would be my duty to protect Floridians and to protect the state's balance sheet.
There we have it. Couldn't have said it better myself. Could not have said it better myself. And then this right here, this is a bill. New U.S. Representative Byron Donalds introduced bill to cement President Trump's strategic Bitcoin reserve into law, protecting it from future administrations. There it is. Instead of putting it in executive order, he wants to put it in a bill so if somebody else comes in, he can do that. Jerry, does your wife have a 401k? Yeah, that's what we did. We took her portfolio and put it into MicroStrategy. Yeah, that's what we did, Corey. And yeah, so there's the bill right there to put it into law, to bring it down to the House of Representatives. We'll probably get it passed, then send it to the Senate, and then Donald Trump will sign it into the executive branch. So here's the states right here currently that are trying to pass bills through Congress to get more Bitcoin. So that's good. Let me move this so you can see it. And to wrap this up, guys, down below, because we know Satoshis are so valuable, guys, there's some free links down there to sign up to get some free Bitcoins, to get some free Satoshis, right? ZBD, use my link. You'll get some free Satoshis for that. You do some surveys, play some games. You'll get some free sats for that. And then the Ember link right here, you use that. You also get some free sats using my link. And then with this one, you can kind of like gamble and stuff like that, but it mines Bitcoin for you. You turn it on, and then it'll just mine Bitcoin between 1 sat per hour to however many people you can get in to do it, which is great. And then this is a good one. This is S Miles. For every time you take a step and walk, you can earn free Bitcoin just for exercising. So you can't beat that. So, all right, guys, to wrap this thing up, this is why we Bitcoin right here. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here with me. I really, really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. And right here, guys, this is why we Bitcoin. You know what I mean? This is why we Bitcoin. And this is my first ever official live, number one. And I want to, again, thank each and every one of you. And I'm going to be doing this Monday through Friday when I can. You know what I mean? I'll try to shorten it down a little bit because we're at 2 hours right now. Because I was, all over the place. But as we go, we'll get it down to maybe an hour, hour 15, hour and a half or whatever, something like that, if we got some good topics. But again, thanks, Letha. Have a nice night, guys. Thank you. And again, I'm going to mix up, world news, some politics, and Bitcoin because they all come together. If it wasn't for political stuff and how much our thank you, brother, and how much our government was overspending, we wouldn't need Bitcoin. If it wasn't for the government bailing out the banks in 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto would have never made this great investment. And, Corey asked me some great questions about stocks and bonds and, what I'm going to invest in and stuff like that. Listen, guys, at the end of the day, there's only one saving technology that'll not only get rid of inflation, but also pay off this debt. And if you've been paying attention, I'm pretty sure you guys already know what it is. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Peace and love, guys.